10 states will send one-time payments to taxpayers in the coming months. An additional 10 states have introduced proposals to 10 similar payments. Unlike previous crisis relief measures, these payments are much more targeted. According to experts, this is more about helping Americans weather rising prices without making inflation worse. Now, Colorado intends to send payments of at least $400 to taxpayers this year, after the governor signed a bill in late May. That exact amount depends on state revenue totals, but lawmakers expect every full-time resident who files a 2021 tax return before June 30th will receive a payment in September. Delaware also started sending out relief payments of $300 to taxpayers who have filed their 2020 state tax return. The one-time payment is possible due to a budget surplus, but most taxpayers should have received the check by mail by now. And if you file jointly with a spouse, each person will receive $300. The Department of Finance is expected to release instructions by October 17th on how to claim the rebate for residents who haven't filed a 2020 state tax return. And also, residents of Delaware can check your rebate status or get answers to frequently answered questions from the Delaware Department of Finance. Thanks to historic state budget surpluses, Georgia residents who have filed both the 2020 and 2021 tax returns will be eligible to receive rebate payments based on their filing status. So single filers will receive a maximum of $250 and households will receive a maximum of $375. Those that are married and filing jointly will receive a maximum of $500. Maine Governor Janet Mills also signed a supplemental budget on to authorize direct relief payments to $850 for Maine taxpayers. The full-time residents with a federal adjusted gross income of less than $100,000 will be getting this check. Couples filing jointly will receive one relief check per taxpayer for a total of $1,700. Taxpayers are eligible for the payment regardless of whether they owe income tax to the state. Residents who did not file a state tax return for 2021 can file through October 31st to claim their payment. So folks, be sure to claim this check. And there's very big news, everybody. Democrats are working together to approve a new relief program. This is going to send out monthly stimulus checks. Mike Thompson, John Larson, and Lauren Underwood introduced the Gas Act rebate of 2022. Payment eligibility will be structured similarly to previous stimulus payments. Married filers filing jointly with incomes up to $150,000 can claim this stimulus check. The average price of our gallon of gas rose above $5 annually, nationally for the first time due to the increased demand from the economy reopening from the crisis and depleted oil supply. Gas prices normally peak around May, but this year they have continued to rise and rise. Gas is shorter in supply than normal because the U.S. has lost about 1 million barrels a day of refining capacity since before the crisis. According to CNBC analysts, drivers are spending an average about 20 cents per mile on gas as of June this year, even with the steep price increases. In 1980, the same mile would have cost 30 cents in today's dollars. And recently, Indiana found itself with a healthy budget at the end of 2021. The governor announced that Indiana taxpayers will get $125 one-time tax refund payments after they file their 2021 taxes. And there's no income requirement on this, so that's good.
Costs, which burden smaller farmers and contribute to higher consumer food prices. Additionally, this bill will lower gas prices by increasing biofuel adoption and investment and by giving consumers greater fuel choices at the pump. Lack of competition in the meat and poultry processing industries has also jeopardized many of our family farmers and the people they feed. Competition is the essence of a free market. Competition is the essence of establishing prices that are reasonable and fair, both to producers and to consumers. Fortunately, Mr. Speaker, this legislation will help level that playing field for small and independent producers trying to break into the industry, which will both boost our meat processing capacity and stoke healthy competition and innovation, which both sides of the aisle believe is the way we have created this extraordinary economy we know as the American economy. Competition, free markets. Similarly, this bill establishes a dedicated office within the Department of Agriculture to strengthen enforcement of existing antitrust authorities to consult on trade practices, ensuring a fairer, more competitive industry that works better for consumers. We know that if just a few producers have a monopoly, and that's one of the problems with oil prices. We have OPEC nations who have constricted supply when demand was up, and what inevitably happens in a free market